Hi Bladers, it's Ferdinand the Cardboard Stacker, and welcome to another set of the week. Oh, and we're actually back in my game room. I thought just a bit of change of scenery since my video equipment is here now. But anyway, our set of the week is going to be 80-2400, and it's a set all about laying low and trying to bring other players down. Let's go ahead and take a look. Now I'm going to start this set off just a little differently. I'm starting with the deck, and because the deck I think really features how you should play this set out, and that deck card is Mutant Aberration, and its effect is gain 50 when you have 0 RP before the scoring phase or right after the tournament. So that's really interesting. Not a lot of decks can score just 50 off the bat like that, but you have to have 0 points. So you may have to work out of getting a lot more score points if you're going for this deck. But it's actually not too bad if you're going to play a lot of cards from this set. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the first rare. Now our first rare is Curious Creature, and he has a play effect of lose 20 and a score of gain 20 RP. It's not too bad. The gain 20 RP at the end, it's not too bad for a score effect, but lose 20, why would you do that? It's actually not too bad if you're going to play with the deck for this set to bring your score down just in case if you need it, but you can also just get that score effect right off the bat in the beginning. So you can play that as your first card in the tournament, not lose anything because you can't go anywhere below 0, and you can still get that score effect. Our next card is Wasteland Wanderer, and he has a play and top effect. The play effect is every player lose 20 RP, so pretty aggressive, and if you're doing that laying low strategy and trying to bring other players down, that's pretty good for that. And its top effect is players cannot gain any RP, but if it does prevent it, then it gets flipped. It's not too bad. It's just going to be the first person that does it. That also includes you, so before and after that. But you know, when it gets flipped, at least you want to have at least one person play something to gain RP in to be prevented, but most of the time I think players will actually try to avoid and try to play something else for that. Not a bad card, but I do for the play effect that if you're trying to use that for that strategy, you should really get this card. So our next card is Dogtan, and he has a few effects. The first one is it's a play effect that gains you 40 RP, then a flip effect that loses 40 RP, and then a score effect that loses 40 RP. So, great Scott! A very interesting card if you're going to use for just for its play effect. Really, it's almost pretty useless if you can't really work around it. I think most of the cards really don't work around this card as much, but as for gaining 40 RP, that's pretty much it, unless you're going to do something with that RP, because the super rare for this card actually I think works okay with it, but there's other ways to do it. So this is a very awkward card, and it's very hard to place where it should go. So if you have any suggestions for this one, I would really like to hear that. Our next card is Tank Wanderer Talia, and it's almost like the Wasteland Wanderer, where it is a play effect that let all the players lose 20 RP, but with the other an additional effect that if that player gets 0 RP, then you have to discard a card. Now, if you're still going for that strategy of laying low and trying to get everyone down, it's not too bad. Losing one card out of your hand for the tournament isn't so bad if you're having extra cards in there. So best to actually bring extra cards to the tournament for this. So if you need another card to bring to the tournament that actually causes other players to lose some more RP, that's not a bad choice. And our super rare is Crazy Maximilian, and he has 2 effects. The first one is a play effect that causes you to lose all your RP, but in return he'll give himself a +1 token to him for every 10 RP you lose. And he has a score effect that gives you 5 RP for each +1 token at the end of the tournament. So yeah, it doesn't seem that the return is very good for this card, and it's I think it's actually not too bad if you know how to work around it, and there is ways to work around this card. Now there are certainly cards that can actually work around this card to actually make it okay, and you may have to look for cards that actually give other cards +1 star tokens. So those are the cards you're going to look for to actually build him up to 50 points is actually quite a lot if you can actually build it up. So that's for, you need at least 10 of those in on him to actually score that full 50 points. Now as for the other way around, I think it's quite hard to actually just build up all that RP engine trying to do it that way to get 5 points for that. Now if you're trying to get as many RP as possible for him so you can do the max 10 star tokens, I don't think the trade-off is actually as good. So I think I will go for the other way of actually just boosting up on his star power with the star tokens. Okay, let's talk about Synergy. Synergy is in this set is, I think, pretty okay. It doesn't really do much because there's only 2 cards that actually just bring down players, and most of them are to just bring down your own RP so you can actually score that deck. So I think it's just pretty average how it turns out, and the payoff of trying to keep yourself low and trying to get most of the players down as well. But there are a few cards in the core set that actually will help you, and that's where we get into versatility. And as for the cards in the core set, I think it doesn't really work out as much. There aren't a lot of cards that actually give you enough, like either losing RP or trying to let other people lose RP. Those are actually pretty kind of rare in the core set, but there are some cards in the core set that actually do help you out with that basic strategy for this set, and Dauntless is one of them. He will actually help you prevent other people getting any more RP. And some cards I can just think of right now is probably Master Archer Shump, that actually he'll actually take away RP from every player for the combined star total in their tableau. And the other one is Dark Destruction Dragon of Q. He does have a clash effect, and all the losers will get 30 RP less. So those are the ones I can pull up from the core set right now. And as far the other sets go, there really isn't anything that actually work with it unless you're going for score effects. Score effects would just help you out because it'll just take place at the end of the tournament. But I think one that actually probably does work with this set is the finale master set. The 2 cards you want to look in there are Sky, the master of the clock blade. This is probably the same thing of, you know, everyone either gains something or lose something. And then the other one is going to be Blizzard Angst, and he's going to give you a lot more RP in the beginning, but he also has a very dangerous flip effect. So those are the 2 I actually would look for in there. And that's all I have to say about this set. And it's quite an unusual set. It's also quite an awkward set. So if you have anything to add to this set, something to say about, you know, your strategies or how you would play it, I really would like to hear that down below. And before I signed off, I'd like to thank you for watching. And if this is your first time, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. You can subscribe there. And if you found this video helpful, you can like it and share it to other bladers. You can also follow me on Twitter, and you can go ahead and support my channel on Patreon. Every little bit helps. So until next time, see you later, bladers.